Good people of YouTube, I'm the Watch Idiot, and something a little bit different here today because over the past 1.5 weeks or so, I've been wearing my Speedmaster a lot, which is really big because last year I only wore it about like 7 times total. So yeah, it just got me really thinking about like how incredible and how versatile this watch is. And that got me thinking about what else it would need alongside it to make a 3-watch collection that can do it all with pretty much no compromise. And as you saw in the thumbnail, the trio is the Tudor Black Bay Pro, the Seiko SPB143, and the Omega Speedmaster. So in this video, I'm gonna go over why exactly I think that this is a perfect trio by going through the 3 main factors I look at when I'm thinking of these hypotheticals, which are utility, variety, and versatility. And these 3 watches hit pretty much every mark perfectly. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what your 10K trio would be in this situation. So yeah, let's get into it. So as watch nerds, we absolutely love watches for the way that they make us feel, but the way that we interact with them is also super important, and there are many different ways to interact with watches. So for this reason, if I were to only have 3 watches, I would want to experience different functions that I would want to play around with and use accordingly. So first up, I absolutely love GMT watches. So with the Black Bay Pro, I get to have the look of a GMT watch with the 4th hand, and then when I want, I can jump the hour hand for when I'm traveling or if I'm just going through the hours, you know, for funsies. And then also I would be more than okay with the collar GMT because I've explained before that the collar GMT is actually more useful for me. So yeah, win-win situation either way. Then next up, I obviously have to have a dive watch, considering that it's my absolute favorite type of watch. Here I can feel the awesome click of the bezel, and I can use the bezel for all the things that I use timing bezels for, like timing drives, using for cooking, you know, using it as a countdown bezel, a GMT bezel, and like so many things that the Black Bay Pro and Speedmaster simply cannot do no matter what. Also, I'd be more willing to put the SPB through its paces because of how reliable it is, and because if anything happens to it, it's going to be cheaper to fix it or to replace it overall. Which brings me to the chronograph, which is technically my least worn type of watch of the 3, but even then, I just love the look of a chronograph. And then there's also just something just undeniably fun about pressing the pushers to see the chronograph engage and then seeing everything just snap back into place. And with my Speedy, I get that extra benefit of being able to see everything moving around in the movement through the sapphire caseback, which adds to the very unique chronograph experience. And yeah, overall, I mean, there's just no substitute for a chronograph. So yeah, between these 3 watches, I've got pretty much everything I would want covered. So this section is big because if I'm gonna stick to only 3 watches, I would want the 3 watches that I have to give me unique subjective experiences, because just by following the utility route alone, someone could go for a Black Bay Pro, a Black Bay 58 or 54, and a Black Bay chronograph. And yeah, I mean, it's a really awesome trio, but for me, in my taste for a 3-watch collection, they're just all a bit too similar. So with my trio, each watch looks really different. I mean, one is a classic Swiss fixed steel bezel watch with a yellow GMT hand with the Black Bay Pro for when you want a sort of sporty, adventurous look and feel. And then we have a super classic chronograph with the Speedmaster for when you want to see the archetypal chronograph on your wrist, or if you want just something a little bit more toned down and endlessly versatile. And then we have the classic skin diver dive watch with the Seiko SPB143, which gives me the look of a dive watch, obviously, but then I also get to experience one of the best Japanese dive watches out there. And in this case, I also get a gray dial, so a little bit of change from the black dials. And obviously, I could include more color, but I want these to be endlessly versatile, which is gonna be in the next section. Each watch gives me a specific experience, and none of these experiences overlap in the wrong way. Like the feeling of a good, solid Swiss watch on a great bracelet is just special, just like the feeling of a good, solid Seiko diver is really special as well. So yeah, no matter what I might feel like wearing on any given day, I'll have something that can fit the bill every single time, and that can be further adjusted by switching up the straps that I'm wearing on any given watch. Finally, we have versatility here because I live in the real world doing real world things, and I want to be able to wear a watch while doing these things. So going to the gym, lounging around, you know, or adventuring through mountains, the SPB, the Black Bay Pro, and the Speedy can be used with pretty much no hesitation on their bracelets, or obviously with a NATO strap or rubber strap. And they can not only be worn with any sort of outfit that you'd wear in these situations, but each of these watches can be used without fear of them not being able to handle the activity, you know, short of the Speedmaster ideally not being used for swimming or diving. But if you are doing either one of those things, then you have a choice of two watches, the SPB and the Black Bay Pro, since they're both 200-meter water resistant. Then for the casual day out, nice dinner, any one of these watches can be used, and you can dress them up with a nice leather strap of some sort or on their bracelets. And as far as the rare formal suit and tie situation goes, any one of them can really work if you really wanted to. Although personally, for some reason, I just can't wear divers with suits, no matter how much I love divers in general. But that's why we have the Speedy. The Speedy can step up for when I need to get suited and booted, and it just looks really nice with if you put on a really formal leather strap if you want. And all these things leads to this next point, which is that, you know, all three of these watches are absolute strap monsters. I mean, they all have simple colors and simple designs, and I would say classic designs, and especially the Speedmaster, because that can even be worn on fancier leather straps like a crocodile leather strap, and literally any color strap works on it, which will keep things really interesting for a really long time. So you'll pretty much never run out of combinations for the Speedy, and then obviously the same thing would go for the Black Bay Pro and the SPB. And just to make things even better in the strap monster ability of these three watches, each one of these have 20mm lugs, so that means that every single strap that you buy can be used for any of these watches. So that means that you'll probably end up saving money, because you're not going to have to like double buy straps just because you need to get one at 22 and one at 20mm. So yeah, even better at that point. And so yeah, there you have it. Let me know down in the comments what you would put in your 3-watch for 10K collection, because there are just endless combinations for that. And yeah, do all the good things that YouTube loves you to do. And until the next video, good day.